Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 5 Minutes with Gray-Haired Dave. My name's Dave. I've got gray hair. I've got a gray beard. I wear glasses. And actually, somebody in the grocery store yesterday saw the t-shirt I was wearing with my logo on it and said, "Hey, you look like your t-shirt." I thanked them very much and went on with what I was doing. But anyways, it's kind of fun to be noticed. So, anyways, folks, episode 41. Here we are, episode 41. So I was thinking about it. And for you fine listeners who are out there listening to me, I talked a little bit the other day about podcasting for you. You, not me. I'm already doing it. I love it. I am taking a class on editing podcasts, which I already do, but you can never stop learning. There's always new tips and tricks and marketing techniques, and I want to edit for others. So I figure it's time to learn a little bit more and do a little bit more with it. And in that, I'm going to document my journey a little bit here and tell you a little bit about what I'm learning when I'm learning it and the things that go on. But I wanted to talk today about why you should be podcasting. Now, I know I talked about it 2 episodes ago when I said, so your grandkids and your kids will have a legacy to listen to and all that kind of thing. And that's exactly right. I mean, audiobook is a great way to go for something like that, but not just that. You have worked most of your life, if you're a baby boomer like me, and you have stories to tell. You have experiences that nobody else has or has had. Why not tell them? You may have a hobby that you're extremely interested in. Why not talk about that to people? My sister-in-law is really big into crafting. I always get the coolest Christmas and birthday cards and anything like that from my brother and his wife. And I bet she could talk for hours on something like that, and hours and hours and hours. Not that Jan can talk and talk and talk, but she's got a passion for it and she enjoys it. And I think she'd make a great podcaster. Really do. Another friend of mine is starting a new adventure in real estate. And they could start one up and talk about that. But she's really passionate about her grandkids. Now, could that be a podcast? Absolutely. But if you've got a hobby, let's say you're a golfer. Ain't nothing wrong with talking about golf every day, and you don't have to do it every day like I'm doing, folks. I don't want you to believe that because Dave's here 5 days a week, that you got to be here 5 days a week. If you want to do a podcast or it's something you've thought about since we talked or something you've thought about for a while, let's talk, you and me. Go to my contact page on the website, 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. We'll sit down, we'll talk together, we'll get on a Zoom call if that's what it takes. Let me help you walk through the start of it. If it's something you're interested in doing, great. We'll work you through it. If not, great. We've had a good conversation. But podcasts don't need to be daily. In fact, daily podcasts are very, very rare out there. Especially 7 days a week. And when I initially started, I was going to do 7 days a week. Oh, my glad I didn't do that. Don't get me wrong. I like this. I enjoy this. Now, there are weeks that I will, on a Sunday or a Monday, I'll go, boom, I'll just knock all 5 of them out, which I'm glad I did one week because I got sick. So it kind of covered me there. And I was starting to get sick when that was happening. But you can do that. But once a week is good. Twice a week is fine. Once every other week is fine. Once a month is fine. Then And the length can be anything you want it to be. How would, hey, Dave, how long should my podcast be? It depends. Depends on what you want to talk about and who you want. Is it something that, let's say you're a person who enjoys a conversation with another person. I had a podcast before with my brother. It's called Poetry of Christian Faith. You can still find it out there on all the podcast apps. Listen to it. That was a conversational yet interview type of a podcast. It's a different type of thing. There are some out there. One's called True Crime. There's one out there called American Greed, which is just a podcast of the television show. If that's something you're interested in doing, you can do that. If you're a poet, you're a writer, you're a musician, a magician, anything. If it's something you're interested in, you could talk about it. Folks, there are over 2 million podcasts active. Well, let's not say active. Active podcasts are something that have been where they posted in the last 90 days. Probably closer to 30, but I'm going to be a nice guy and give it 90 days. That's what I call active. Because some people take hiatuses or they'll take a break for summer. Some people do seasons where they'll do reviews of their favorite TV shows and they'll do it all season long. And then when the show goes into reruns or during the summer when it's not on, they don't podcast. They come back when the show starts. That's something you're interested in. That's a great way to do things too. You could make it and do whatever you want. The rules in podcasting aren't like the rules in radio or television or in theater or in the movies. This medium gives you the opportunity to do what you want to do, say what you want to say, when you want to say it, and how you want to say it. It's not an opportunity that's given to a lot of people. But yet it's there for anybody and everyone who wants to try or who wants to do it. So I advise you to think about it. And if you say to yourself, well, I don't have anything to say. Maybe not. I don't always have something to say, so I make stuff up. No, just kidding. You've got stories of your life. And even if you're doing a podcast on being a pharmacist, which there's some out there for that, it's very, very niche or niche related. And I never know which way to put that, niche or niche, but I think it's niche in this scenario. If you're that niche down there, you're going to have fewer listeners. But they'll be loyal and they'll want to hear about what you're talking about. But if you're not there and all of a sudden you've lost the track of where you're going, which happens, they'll hang on for a while until you figure it out. They will, because they want to hear what you're saying. They want to hear about you, your experiences. I could talk about the airlines for hours and hours and hours. I could talk about the paper mill life for hours and hours and hours. I could talk about working for Disney World for hours and hours and hours. I could. Am I going to? Maybe. But I'm here for you to listen to what so you can hear 5 minutes with this goofy guy who likes to just sit around and chit-chat about other things. But I'd like to help you. If it's something you're interested, let me know. I'd be happy to get together with you either via Zoom or via back and forth through emails or whatever, or text messages. And maybe we can get something going for you. Okay? So here's something that I saw last night that I wanted to talk about, which I think was just so cool. I went out to eat, and in this restaurant I went to, it's called Gators Dockside. And they've got, for the kids, they've got the machines where, you put your quarter in and you can ride a little motorcycle, or you can use the crane to try and get a toy. And this cute little girl and her mother, the little girl with her, and she's probably all of 2 or 3, walking up to the change machine to stick her dollar bill in to get quarters. And she was just so excited just to put the dollar bill in the change machine. It made me smile. And I'll tell you what, she went over it and she didn't go with her coins to the biggest machine with the biggest prizes. She went to the smaller machine with the smaller prizes. She reached down in there. She finagled the joystick, and darned if she didn't get a toy. How cool is that? But to watch the simple joy of a child is amazing to me. So, folks, that's all I've got for today. There is no more because I can, I must today, because the because I can, I must was about that little kid. That little girl made my day. She made me smile just by doing what she does naturally with that smile on her face. So you keep smiling, and when you see somebody today that may not be smiling, give them a smile. Okay? Positive affirmation, positive thoughts. Put it out in the universe that you're having a great day, and you will. My brother believes in that. He gets up every day and says, it's going to be a great day. So don't forget to tell your friends about me, folks. 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com is the website. That's the number 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. Tell your friends if they don't know how to do this, they don't know how to listen to a podcast, don't know what a podcast is, what are you talking about? Do me a favor and show them. Help them enjoy. You all have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.